Okay, welcome back to the 30 Year podcast. I'm Jacqueline Conway. I'm here with Dave Conway, and we're going to explain the law of attraction today without the woo. So I thought law of attraction was a lot of hooey. I'll be super real.
That's fair.
I thought it was super like lame, and what is that? You know, like probably pretty judgy. And I think that there's a lot of misconception and there's a lot of misunderstanding, I guess, and this association with it being kind of like woo-woo, hairy-fairy, but it's actually so grounded in science. It's actually quite grounded. And so when you put a different lens on the whole concept, it really changes your perception of it and it starts to make a lot of sense. So I've definitely changed my thinking, my mindset around the whole concept of law of attraction, and also just by beginning to understand that the law of attraction is a secondary law.
Right.
And there's a primary law that I'm going to ask you about in a bit. But really, we want to just demystify it, make it very real, and apply it to a 30-day concept and kind of talk a bit about manifestation. We used to talk about it a lot. We actually ran a seminar called Believe, the Ultimate Manifestation Seminar. It was maybe one of our most popular digital events that we've ran. And it was really great. And you did a great job of grounding the whole concept of manifestation as well as law of attraction and making it logical and not mystical. Because like I say, there's a lot of science that backs it up. So this isn't going to be about like manifesting killer parking spots. I want to just lead with that as well.
It could be.
It could be. Sure. If that's how you want to utilize the information, you could definitely use it for that. But I'd say that we want to keep it focused on the 30-day principle, which is multiplying your income, multiplying your business results, and unpacking this whole concept without the woo.
Without the woo.
Without the woo.
What is woo, Jack?
Like woo woo?
Yeah.
It's like mysticism without like proof. It's just kind of like ethereal and vibes, and I feel like it misses it doesn't ground the concept. It kind of just leans into the sort of like, you can dream and it can happen and you don't have to do anything for it kind of feeling.
Yeah.
And that can be so dangerous, right? And
yeah, it can be.
Yeah. And also it can definitely turn people off. Like that kind of thinking turns me off. Like I'm like, what? Like that's just not real. Or that's just not possible to just like millions of dollars pouring through my fireplace, like letters in the Harry Potter movies. Like that just doesn't happen. Like you have to do something. Like there has to be some sort of action. There has to be some kind of service rendered. Like you can't just expect things for nothing. And that sort of thinking just never has nor ever will resonate with me.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's why like sometimes I even think like Bob was a huge mentor of yours. And I think he could be misunderstood because he was very well known for law of attraction education. He was like a huge name in The Secret.
I call him the OG of the law of attraction.
Yes, he really brought it to life through his work in The Secret. That film like really changed the narrative around it. You even ran the numbers that just like the awareness around the concept itself has like grown exponentially since that film came out.
It was some like the global population before The Secret. It was like 3% of the global population ever heard the law of attraction. And now like 75% of people have heard of it. And if you ask your parents about the law of attraction, like they probably won't even know what you're talking about. But if you ask a person that's 25 years old, they're going to know about it.
Yeah. And one of my favorite analogies that, I mean, you can jump in at any time here, that I've seen Bob teach, I've seen you teach it really well as well, is the concept of like the seed, planting a seed, just like you would plant an acorn. And then that acorn begins to attract what it needs in order to reveal a tree over time, right? And so we think the same way about our goals. Our goals are the seed and we're planting them in an environment and we begin to attract what we need in order to watch that goal flourish. And I just like that concept of it to kind of begin at or to dive into.
If you're loving this content, remember to hit the like and subscribe button and help us get this 30-day year message out.
My first question for you is just, what do you know about the law of attraction?
What is the law of attraction?
Sure. What is the law of attraction? Let's start there.
Well, law of attraction is a law. That's what we have to grasp. So it's like the same as the law of gravity. So no one's debating, like whether you believe that there's a law of gravity or you don't believe there's a law of gravity, it's irrelevant because your belief cannot alter a law. That's very important to distinguish. Your belief system cannot alter a law. Like if I'm holding this pen right here and I tell this pen not to go down when I let go of it, and I believe that the pen will stay, and even if I let it go, it'll still drop. Why? Because that is a law. This pen is under the rule of a law. So when we hear the law of attraction, I always find it funny because people are like, oh, I don't believe in that. It's like, well, that's ridiculous. How can you not believe in a law?
Right.
It's an absolute law.
Yeah.
The issue is that it's so new. The concept is so new when it comes to our thinking and manifestation that there's a lot of like misinformation around the law of attraction. One of the biggest issues with the law of attraction is that people don't understand that it's a secondary law. So the primary law is the law of vibration. Now, any form of energy or nucleus attracts to it particles of energy that are in harmony with that. So it unfolds. So as you were saying, like about the acorn, you put an acorn into the environment, into an environment that's conducive to its unfoldment. Through the law of attraction, it will attract nutrients to it, other forms of energy to it. And as it starts to collect, because it is physical, it's a mass. As that mass starts to collect, it starts to come out. So if it didn't come out, it would explode. It would come out eventually because you can't suppress that. So it comes out in the form of roots. The more energy it converts and accumulates and transmutes, then it turns into roots, then it turns into a trunk, then it turns into leaves, and then it does photosynthesis. So it literally takes energy right from the sun, converts that into matter, right? Light is converted into matter, and then it grows, and then it produces another 10,000 more acorns in its life. So the question if law of attraction is real or not is just not a question at all. It is absolutely real.
Yeah.
That is how everything is made. Everything is made through the law of attraction. Now, what people don't fully grasp is that there's other laws. One of them is called the law of gestation or the law of gender. So what the law of attraction really is time. So the time it takes for a seed to be expressed in its completion is what we call time. So if you have a human baby, you take a sperm and an egg, it's 9 months of energy accumulation before that baby is birthed into the world. That is the law of attraction that did that. So the law of vibration is the sperm and the egg, and then through the nutrients and the law of attraction attracts to it, starts to build itself out, and then it expresses itself. This is happening all the time on all planes of life, the non-physical and spiritual and mental world, and also in the physical world. So the question that the law of attraction is real or not, or if I believe it or not, is a bunch of nonsense. So I've had people say, oh, I don't believe in the law of attraction.
Right.
And I can understand that because I used to have a real big problem with manifestation too, because a lot of people that I saw teaching it, I was like, well, I don't want your life. Like you're freaking nuts. Like this is crazy. Like you're not producing anything. You're just running your mouth, So a lot of it, it's kind of like religion. Religion has lost a lot of its following because of the way that people are talking about it.
Yeah.
God has lost a lot of his following because of the way people are behaving around the concept of God. Mm-hmm. So it is fair to kind of, if you're a relatively intelligent person or you have some perception or discernment, to say, hey, I don't know about that. That's not really adding up. So I used to have a problem with manifestation too, because I think it was just a bunch of nonsense. Mm-hmm. Now, I was wrong, because as I started to look into it deeper, manifestation, the word manifestation, if you go look it up in the dictionary, all it means is a result. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So if you take a thought, what you're doing is if you take a thought from your mind, you're trying to replicate it in the physical world. That is manifestation. That is goal setting to goal achieving is manifestation. And the law of attraction plays a massive role in that manifestation, the same way that it plays a massive role in the acorn converting into an oak tree or a carrot seed converting into a carrot. It's the exact same laws that control our thinking converting themselves into what we call results. You can use it for money, you can use it for health, you can use it for relationships, you can use it for confidence, you can use it for anything you want. It's the law of attraction, the law of vibration, when combined, will start the manifestation process or the process of change or growth.
Yeah.
So whenever people say, like, I've had a lot of people say, oh, they hear me talk about the law of attraction and they're like, oh, I don't believe in that. Every time someone says that, I'm like, well, you're just expressing your ignorance. Like, what do you mean you don't believe in a law? It's like, tell me you don't believe in gravity. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you believe in gravity or not.
It
It's still
affects
running
you.
your life. Yeah.
It still affects your
Yeah.
life. Yeah. Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about the role of like frequency in the law of attraction. How does that concept enter into the picture?
Okay, so if we look at like the acorn idea, what we need to grasp is that you and I think in pictures. So there is many dimensions, and I'm not getting woo-woo here, okay? There's many dimensions in this universe. There's 1D, one-dimensional, which is a line. Then there's 2D, which is length times width. And then there's 3D, which is length times width times height. We live in our physical bodies live in the third dimension, length times width times height. Our imagination cannot compute anything above the third dimension, the fourth dimension being time. Now, I have a book called The Order of Time, has 13 chapters and 13 ideas that are stories and analogies that are trying to communicate what time is. Why? Because our mind can actually compute time. No one really knows what time is. I said earlier that law of attraction is time.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So
Why? Yeah. Can you explain that? Can you
yeah. So if a vibration exists, so as the acorn, we can understand the acorn analogy because if we speak of any dimension above the third dimension,
Yeah.
we have to speak to each other so we understand in stories, analogies, metaphors, or examples.
Yeah.
So when someone says, I don't believe in the law of attraction, I'm just like, well, what they're really saying is that I've never been educated properly about the law of attraction.
Yeah.
I haven't thought that much about it,
Yeah.
right? So there's you saying that I don't believe in gravity. Well, no, you just don't understand. Like that's not a belief. Okay, you have to study it to leverage it and grasp it. So when it comes to time, the time it takes for a sperm to hit an egg to a human baby is 9 months.
40 weeks.
40 weeks. So that's time. What time? Time it takes for that seed.
For the law of attraction to fulfill itself.
That's right. For that nucleus to attract everything and build itself from the acquisition
So it's
of more energy.
So is it fair to say that the law of attraction is almost like this magnetic force? And then the law of gender is like the duration. And so, I mean, yes, you're saying they're one and the same, but I guess in my mind, I see them a little differently. Like there's two different actions occurring.
Well, but they're the same thing. It's just cause and effect. They are one and the same. So like if you have an acorn in the ground and let's say that acorn needs like magnesium and potassium. I'm just making this up. I don't know what it needs, but it will attract those things. But let's say there's another element that it doesn't need. It won't attract it. Like it'll literally sit there. So you could have a form of energy, an element 1 inch away, or it could be even touching the acorn. It could be 1 inch from the acorn and never draw it into itself. But you could have a piece of energy that it does need 30 feet away, and it will literally march all the way through the soil to that acorn.
Yeah.
If you've ever been to a cornfield, they switch the fields, like farmers switch fields.
Yes,
you
some are
cannot
fallow.
right. They do not grow corn on the same field 2 years in a row.
Because you'll strip the nutrients.
Because you strip all the nutrients out. So then they move it to another field, let that earth replenish those nutrients, and they'll go back and they'll plant corn again there. Why? Because it sucks it all up. But there's other nutrients in that field that the corn is not attracting. Why?
Right.
It doesn't need it. Not in harmony with it. So let's, even if you take this concept around money, so I want to have $1 million in my bank. That's an idea. What is an idea to a human being? An idea is a spiritual seed. And human beings don't attract nutrients like an acorn or a carrot. What we attract is awareness. The more aware we are, the vibration starts to change. So when you ask about frequency, what is frequency? Frequency is the same as vibration. So when I say frequency, vibration, in a human being's life, it is called attitude. Your attitude is the vibration that you're on. When you set a goal, you understand that that goal is like a seed. It's a spiritual seed. It's a vibratory seed or a mental seed, whatever makes you comfortable with the idea. It's a mental seed, and that mental seed will attract more awareness, and that awareness will come out from within yourself.
Yeah.
And the more aware you become, the more in harmony you become with it, and it starts to acquire more and more energy, more awareness, until the day comes that you are literally manifesting that idea.
So it's all very interesting.
It's fantastic.
It's really interesting. So, but what makes us so nuanced is that our goals like can't be measured the way a carrot seed can be measured. It's very difficult. And so we can't measure the gestation period of a goal for a specific person. We can make an educated best guess, but we technically can't like narrow it down. And I suppose that's like where the journey comes in, and the faith and the persistence and the trial and error and the failure. Okay. Yeah. Tell me.
Okay.
Have you cracked this equation?
Yes, I've cracked it. No, I haven't cracked the equation.
Okay, because that's a bold statement. That's like Nobel Prize winning.
Yeah, it is Nobel Prize. If I'd be, I don't know what I would be.
If you could figure out the mathematics for a human brain to accept a goal and for actually calculating how long it takes.
Okay, so you're in possession of the most powerful force in the universe, a human imagination. Learn how to harness this superpower and grow your business with peace of mind. Visualization isn't just for artists or professional athletes. Great fortunes can be built with it too. Download my free visualization checklist and get started today. So we know the gestation and incubation period of all physical seeds.
Yeah, but not.
So law of attraction we could call it the law of acquisition, because you acquire more power. You're acquiring more energy.
For a human perspective, you would call it the law of acquisition.
Yeah, but even the acorn's acquiring. I just
want to make sure I understand you correctly.
Even the acorn is acquiring. It's attracting.
Yes.
It's unifying itself with more and more energy. And as it unifies itself, it grows roots, and then it grows a trunk, and then like it's expanding. It's converting that energy into a different form. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the law of attraction, we know the gestation for all physical seeds. However, we do not know the gestation for non-physical seeds. So we don't know the gestation. We don't know the mathematics for thought yet.
Of a thought-based goal.
That's right. And maybe we will one day. Maybe we will. However, there is other principles that we do know work. So any idea, any form, any seed that receives energy grows.
If it's in the right environment.
So we know that too.
Because a seed won't grow on pavement.
It will not, because it's not in the right environment. So therefore it can't attract. It like doesn't get activated.
Yeah.
So there's a masculine and feminine, and the law of gender is what it's called. There's a masculine and feminine. There's a male and female aspect to all fusion.
Yes.
So it needs to be an environment that it can fuse with.
Yeah. So
we know that anything that receives energy grows. So anything that we focus on grows. So what faith really is faith is focus. When you put your mind onto a certain thing, so when someone quits, there's no such thing as quitting. All they've done is change the seed. You've just let go of that idea. That's all quitting is. Faith is focus, and when you focus on something, it increases the what that idea receives, and then you're going to find you manifest faster.
Faith is focus. Yeah, 100%. Makes sense.
Yeah, the thing that you give energy to grows. So if you have a plant in your house, and you go and put that plant in the closet, what happens to it?
It dies.
That's right. And if you take it out of the closet before it dies and you put it back on the windowsill and trim it and give it a little kiss for love and give it some water.
Might be too far gone, but you might get it
before
back.
it dies.
Okay.
Okay? It's not gone to the point
no,
of
but
no
I know,
return.
but it might. Okay.
It hasn't gone to the point of no return. So you start bringing that thing back to life. What happens to it?
Rejuvenates.
Same thing.
This
is why you can lose weight and gain it, and lose it and gain it, get money, lose money. This is why it's the focus that's changing.
Something comes in to detract.
Yeah, that's right.
So I've heard other people, like I know that this information is far from complete, that they've basically just connected law of attraction back to gratitude. So the law of attraction means that I start attracting what I want. I have to elevate my frequency in order to start attracting what I want. How do I elevate my frequency? Gratitude. And so there is certainly a connection there, but it feels very incomplete, especially based on all of the information that you just delivered. But in a spiritual seed that's planted, like, talk to me about the role of gratitude in it, and is there truth to that, and how does it play into the whole thing?
Okay, so gratitude. I'm trying to explain these concepts because they're above the third dimension.
Yeah, they're very they're very deep and
Yes.
complex. Yeah.
So think of gratitude. Now, what's the opposite of gratitude? Well, it's like resentment or repulsion,
Yeah.
right? So when you are grateful for something, you are drawn closer to that something. When you resent something, you're repelled by something, you want to get away from that something. So when you receive, right? When you receive a gift, you give gratitude for that. If you want to speed up your manifestation, start giving gratitude as if you've already received the gift or the idea or your goal that you seek. Because what will happen is you'll get drawn closer and closer to that. So if you want to understand gratitude deeper, you need to study the word praise. So you praise people and things because you've received from them. So if you and I love Metallica, and we go to the Metallica concert and we're like, we love you, Metallica. We're not
Yes.
worthy. Or
Yeah.
like, we love you, Metallica. We're just singing their praises.
Yeah.
And you're like, someone's observing us down in the pit and they're like, whoa, you really love Metallica.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, but we love Metallica because Metallica gave us their music first. So we received from Metallica, and now we are giving that back to Metallica. So it's circular. But the only reason you praise Metallica is because you've already received, Metallica already served you. They gave you the music. There's bands that don't exist. Let's say there's a band that doesn't exist. Could you give praise for that?
No, not possible.
Not possible, right? Because you haven't received from them yet.
Right.
So people think that praise is like an outward thing. Understand that praise is because you've already received it. So your subconscious mind does not know the difference between real and imagined. So when you start to get your goal in your mind, or you start to visualize an idea, you want to manifest something new in your life, you just need to continuously act as if, give gratitude, because gratitude draws you closer. There's, in the Catholic faith, there's 9 choirs of angels. The first choir is the seraphim, and that's what Lucifer was. But the second choir is what most people are familiar with. This choir, and then you have your archangels, then run-of-the-mill angels, which is the 9th choir. But the second choir is the cherubim. And the cherubim are those little naked babies that play the harp and stuff. Well,
Yeah.
Why are they naked? Because they have no shame. Why are they playing the harp? Because they're so close to God, all they do is praise God all day. That's all they do. Why? Because of the proximity to God. So they're circulating in that such a tight, close state that all they do is sing, and they have no shame, so they have no sin. No sin in them. That's why they're naked. So when you praise, you're given gratitude for receiving first. You always give gratitude when you receive the thing first. To jump the leap, to become a true manifester, you need to start to give gratitude and praise for things you have received mentally.
Cool.
You'll speed it up.
Yeah.
Because you're
Like,
getting
just
closer
for
to it.
having the idea alone.
Yeah.
Being grateful for the ideas
Yeah.
that use you.
And if you can start to, like I did some counseling and stuff, and I go see this Catholic priest, and we worked on this thing called Open Your Gifts. And I would love to do something maybe in the future around that, like run some kind of a workshop called Open Your Gifts.
Tell me more.
Well,
What
if
does
you
that-
view everything as a gift, right? So even the idea is a gift. The manifestation's a gift. You'll always have gratitude if that's the gift. Like we did a podcast on impatience. Well, that would mean that you don't have it. So if you can start to make, this is quite advanced, if you can start to make this leap, man,
to
you
be
can
grateful for the ideas
yeah.
that you receive
Yeah.
before you
before
receive
before
them.
you receive them, even that you have the idea, even that you have been assigned this concept to manifest this idea or to bring this idea into the world. Now, another problem that people have when it comes to law of attraction is that they're selfish. So the power in which supports life is not selfish. It's purely supportive. It gives and gives and gives. So when you're self-centered and you're trying to just get, then you are breaking the law.
Breaking the law of like circulation.
Yeah. Because you are
Trying
now
to receive
consumptive.
before
Yeah.
you've given.
And this would be the story of the devil too, because the devil is rolling with God forever. And then God said, hey, I made this creature. This God powers like me. I want you to serve this creature. And the devil said, hell no, I'm not doing that. I'll destroy that creature. And so he wasn't willing to serve. So he broke the rules.
Broke the cycle.
He became ungodly.
Ungodly.
Because the godliness is service. It's a very deep concept.
So when it comes to just, if we bring it back to goals, like kind of the goal of a 30-day year and earning more money, like what do we do as people to like interfere with this just natural progression? It does seem like everything you're saying makes a lot of sense. Like, I have a spiritual seed. I want this new life. I want this image in my head. Because I think when you say that we think in images and I have a spiritual seed and I plant that seed into my mind, you're planting an image of what that goal looks like. Correct? That's what you mean when you say that?
Yep. The image is the nucleus. So the image is like the acorn. So yeah,
So like
it goes
a
in.
photo of what your goal achieved life looks like. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So think of it like this. Your imagination is like the seed.
Yeah.
And your subconscious mind is the earth, is the soil.
Yeah.
So that seed has to get into the soil.
Yeah.
And not only does it have to get into the soil, it has to stay in the soil until that process is fulfilled.
Yeah. Yeah. But we love disrupting it.
We do it all the time.
We do it all the
we
time.
screw ourselves all the time.
Yeah.
I remember one time in Toronto, I was in a private training with Bob Proctor, and I remember he came up, he said, your paradigm is robbing you of an absolute fortune.
Did he just say that to you out of the blue?
Yeah.
Just like random?
Yes. He just knew how stupid I was. I probably
He
still am
picked up your
stupid,
frequency
truthfully.
probably because he understood it.
Yeah.
Because I think he came from an...
Every day you're fighting your own ignorance, Jack. Let's just put it this way. The moment your awareness ends, your ignorance begins, and you're a hell of a lot more ignorant than you are aware.
Yeah, I know. It sucks. It really sucks. It's so lame. So, okay, so back to kind of my concept here. So like law of attraction and growing business. Okay. So we want to like attract more money into our businesses, and yet we chase it and we don't attract it. How do we become a magnet? I've heard you talk about this before. How do we just become just so appealing to money that it just comes in?
Well, you have to accept a reality that is how it can be for you.
Right.
So if you can't accept that, if that's not your belief, then you can't have it. So you have to accept that.
That it's easy.
Yes.
That it's easy to get.
Yes.
That it's easy to attract.
Yeah.
It's easy to be in flow. It's easy to be of service and feel gracious and feel
Yeah,
gratitude.
but people aren't thinking about the service. So any money that you receive that you have not earned, that's called debt.
Right.
So true, in my opinion, a healthy, safe way to become a manifester and a user of law of attraction is to use it to serve more people.
What do you mean by that? User of
Like
law of attraction.
to use it to attract more people. Like the income, if you're willing to earn your money, then you just need more people to serve. But I've seen people. I've seen. I'm not kidding. Like I've seen manifestors just marry a millionaire, attract a millionaire, and that's it. Good enough for them.
Yeah. That's where they want to be.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
Yeah. It's whatever you believe, whatever whatever life you want to live. And if you're not willing to go a certain life because of your own mental conditioning, and we judge people so fast, live and let live. What life do you want to live?
So how would you apply this? How do you live in a world where the law of attraction is a scientific practice and not a woo-woo sort of concept?
I'll put it on a practical foundation. Like, one of my missions in life is to make manifestation logical. Take all this mystery away and put it on a solid foundation that anyone can do it. You know, like in our business, I attract a lot of very intelligent people. I attract psychiatrists, surgeons, dentists, accountants, engineers. I attract a lot of left brain dominant people into our business because I am by nature a left brain person. But I can help those people. Like, I can help them. I find that those people are way easier to work with because once you put it on a logical foundation, they take off like a rocket.
Right.
Like anyone that I've coached that has had a 30-day year, they all were intelligent people. Like, some of them used to be accountants. So, like, left brain people, like mechanically tendencied people. Once they get a hold of the awareness that this is a law, boom, they take off like a rocket. It's the other imaginative people that are into the getting and, I don't know, taking pictures of themselves and on a beach. I don't even know what the hell I don't even understand that.
Right.
So that doesn't resonate with me, and it might resonate with others. Obviously, it resonates with a lot.
Doesn't resonate with me either, to be honest.
There's a reason that $2 trillion in lotto tickets were bought.
All I can think about is like, getting sand in my computer would be the worst.
That's what you think?
That's what I think. And there's all these, like, I call them Instagram bunnies. And then I see like this kind of perception of what like freedom is as an entrepreneur, and it's always on a beach with a laptop, and I'm like, that looks horrible because the heat is gonna melt my laptop and it's gonna like make the thing work bad, and I won't be able to see my Zoom properly, and there'll be sand everywhere.
Yeah,
all I see are problems.
Yeah, what's the purpose of your business?
I don't know if that doesn't make me better or worse. I want to be clear about that.
Yeah,
whatever you want to do is fine.
Yeah,
but like it doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah, the purpose of our business is to serve people, to help them.
Yeah,
not to make them want to go do nothing for anybody and get everything. So
yeah,
but that's ours. I've seen people do it the other way. I've just seen a lot of wreckage occur in the wake. Yep.
Okay. Well, how do we apply law of attraction to a 30-day year?
Get crystal clear on the mental picture of your goal. Never set a goal without then taking time to build out a clear mental picture. Every day, spend time in that picture. Like, take some time out to visualize that idea done. And then move through your day as if it already is done. And watch what happens.
If this podcast is opening your eyes to powerful new ideas, helping you think bigger, and opening your level of awareness, be sure to hit subscribe right now and leave us a 5-star review. That will help us reach more ambitious people just like you ready to grow.